My name is Brian. I play guitar and sing in Major League. Halloween was fantastic. We got a hotel outside of the mall of Edmonton, and ourselves, Paris, and Tonight Alive all partied on the Tonight Alive bus, and then everybody went to casinos, and then I think everybody wound up like crashing back at the rooms at like 3:30 in the morning, and it was amazing. It was such a fun night. Probably one of the best Halloweens. I think the only memorable Halloween story that I always think of is when I was like 7 years old. I was Robin, like Batman and Robin. I was Robin, and I had like these tight green leotards on, and I was running. Like the second I got out the front door to go trick-or-treating, I started running and fell and scraped my knee and ripped the leotards and refused to go out. So. It's a lot tighter. It's it just kind of like, there was always the four of us and then him, and it was just kind of like we never had the same interests, and like you know, and it's totally like nothing against him, but he never wrote anything. So when we were in the studio, he would just show up when it was his turn to sing, and like I would write the lyrics, I would write the melodies, and then just tell him what to sing. He'd go in and sing them and then leave again. And so it was kind of always like this disconnect of like it was like the four of us always doing stuff, and then he would just show up when it was needed, and like so. I think the band's like, it feels so much tighter now. We feel like a unit. We feel like we're not like carrying like this extra piece along with us along the way. So. I mean, it was a little nerve-wracking. I think like it was easy. I think it was an easy decision for the band to make, because when he had decided to leave, like when he left and we parted ways, I kind of assumed like, okay, these guys want to get another singer. So I turned around to the rest of the guys and I was like, hey, so what are we going to do about this? And they kind of looked at me like, well, aren't you just going to sing? And I was like, I mean, do you want me to? Like, I mean, I will if you want, but... So it was kind of like, in my mind, I just kind of always assumed they wanted to be a five-piece. Like, every band I've ever been in, I was just the secondary vocalist and guitar player. I've never been a front man in a band. And so I assumed that that's what they wanted to do, and once we talked about it, they were just kind of like, well, you write everything, that's silly. Like, why would we get another person to sing your songs? Like, why don't you just start singing them? So that transition was easy, and it's been easy because these guys make it easy for me. They don't put that pressure on me and stuff like that. So I don't think it's been too hard. I think the only thing that's like kind of hard is like the older songs were just sung a lot higher and stuff, and not what I normally would sing. And the new record is a little bit more in my range and stuff like that. So I think that's the only hard part, is just kind of like stepping in those shoes. But other than that, everything's been cool. Recording was incredible. We recorded with Will Yip. He's done Balance and Composure. I mean, he's done a ton of bands. He's done everything from Balance and Composure to, I don't know, like, I'm drawing a blank, like Super Heaven, like all those kind of bands. And so working with Will was, it was nerve-wracking for sure at first, because everything was very like, if you guys can't do it, we're not putting it on the record. So like it had to be extremely tight, and like we spent a bunch of days like doing pre-production and trying to really drill in these songs and like get them as tight as possible. And like the recording experience itself though was absolutely incredible. It was kind of like, I mean, I've said this before, but like I feel like working with Will, you feel like you're working with like a legend already, and he's only 27, and like he's just so like, he's so ahead of his time, but he's so old school at the same time. He's like, he like knows what he's doing, and he knows what he wants in his band's like products and stuff like that. But at the same time, like he does it in such a way that like you don't really see anymore. It's like, it's this very like I said, like if the band can't do it, you're not gonna perform it. There isn't gonna be like, you know, auto-tune or like any of that stuff. Like we, like as far as pitch correction goes and stuff, like yeah, like there was like certain things where like just to like smooth out the song and stuff like that, but there wasn't any like T-Pain auto-tune, like there wasn't any like let the computer do it. It was like there were certain songs where I would sing it and he would turn around and be like, you gonna have this many takes to do it live? And I was like, nope. He was like, you're right, and he would just delete it. I was like, oh. I'm like, so like, and then I have to like think of a new melody or like write something new. So that was pretty hard, but other than that, it was like the most amazing experience. It felt like we were like, we could feel the band growing as we were in the studio, so it was nice. It was a lot different because the first record, we kind of like Hard Feelings, we went in and I just had a bunch of songs, and so we went in and I just kind of like showed our drummer Luke, I was like, hey, here's the songs, and then Luke would play along to it, and like he and I would sit down and we would like shoot some stuff back and forth, and then he recorded all the drums in a day, and then when we did guitars and stuff like that, we would just, you know, we would like mic the amps and stuff like that, but everything kind of came through the computer, and then you change the tones accordingly and stuff. Whereas this record, like, there was parts where like I was in front of the amp and like recording and stuff, and it was like you're getting like this live, raw, real sound. And as far as like the writing process goes and stuff, like everybody wrote, you know what I mean? It wasn't just like my songs that I brought to the table. Like the only thing that was really mine was just the lyrics. Like everything else, like you know, like even a lot of my guitar parts, like we all, once we sat down together, a lot of this stuff changed. So this is the first time that like it felt like it was a band effort, and I think it was because before it was like me working with Nick, so it was like I would just write the songs, show him, teach him how to do it, and then everybody else was like, all right, what do I play? So it was nice that this time we actually sat down and everybody wrote their own parts, and actually our bassist Kyle wrote more of the guitar parts on the record than I did. So it was like such a great mix of like everybody doing something at all times. So when Nick had left, I think that's where like that sophomore slump came in. We were just kind of like, shit, like we have to do this record. It's the first record I've ever sang on, so it kind of like it hit us with this like, well, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna do this new record? How do we want it to sound? What direction do we want to go in? And I think that's what made the record so beautiful to us, is because it's not trying to be anything else. Like we thought about, that was where the sophomore slump was like, well, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna sound? How are we gonna go forward with this record? Are we gonna still be a pop punk band, or are we gonna be what we want to be? Because nobody in the band really, like Luke hates playing like punk beats and stuff like that, and like, you know, I hate playing like real fast octave guitar parts. Like it's like nobody ever really wanted to be a pop punk band. It was just kind of, that's what it was to fit his voice and stuff. And like it's kind of like, well, if I'm gonna front the band, I don't want to play music like that, and like these guys don't want to play that. So I think that was like the beauty of like coming out of that slump, was kind of being like, we hit this low point, and then it was kind of like, fuck it, let's just do whatever we want. Like let's just be the band we want to be, and who cares? Like even if it sells 0 copies, we still got to do what we wanted, and we got to record it and like, you know, do it the way we wanted to do it. So I think that was like the beauty that came out of that, was like there was this like such dark period before we recorded, where we were like trying to figure out who we were and what we were going to do and where we were going, and then this product that came out of it, and it's kind of like, damn, that's us. Like you can hear Luke in the drums, like his personality comes out just through, you know, smacking skins. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's just one of those things. Like I think like everybody really got to shine on this record and like be the person they want to be. So.